Thank you for choosing to watch this series of videos from my Twitch live streams. I just want to ask very nicely if you'd consider hitting that subscribe button to help the channel out. You don't need to switch on the notifications if you don't want to, so that you don't get emails constantly saying I've posted up another episode, but you can if you want. This will help me out a great deal since I don't get any revenue from these from YouTube at the moment. They take all the advertising revenue for you having watched this video. I need to hit the 1,000 subscribers in order to get any cut of the revenue. It takes quite a lot of time to edit and put these videos together, so if you want to show that it's worth my time continuing doing that, please consider hitting the subscribe button. At the moment, only a third of viewers of these videos are subscribed. So thank you for listening and enjoy the video. Good morning, Draven here. Hello, Sophia. How are you today? We are going to be starting on Myst 3 Exile this morning. Obviously the third in the Myst series. It's in May 2001 this came onto Steam. I'm just trying to see if... Yeah, I guess that's right enough. I think that's right. I have the original. I still have my original copy, but I do have the Steam version. When did the... Is it saying? Yeah, so it was 2001, okay. So we're going to make a start at this today. I'm not sure how long I'm streaming for, but it will be a longer stream anyway. So. Alright, let's load it up. See how we get on. See how stuck we get. Supposedly Riven was a lot harder than the rest of them, so I'm hoping this one's not quite as hard. I've changed all the options up. I've set the sounds. I'll leave left zip mode off. And we're on English with no subtitles. We'll leave the subtitles off just now. Okay, new game. As usual, if you haven't played this before, you're welcome to play along. Suggestions, ideas, say what to do next. Hints from anybody else that has played it, if we get stuck. Let's hit the new game. Ubisoft. And Scion, it should be. Presto Studios.
I realized as our group linked back to Dunny that we should not restore the city as we had planned. The once magnificent buildings lay in ruin, testament to the hatred that had consumed them. Too many people had fallen victim to that hate, to the prejudice and greed from which it sprang. Gazing out across the cavern, I decided to write another age. One that would help the Dunny survivors begin again, free from the tragedies of their past. So with my wife, Catherine, supporting me, I put aside that past to write a future. More than a year has gone by since I finished writing Relishon. I have a new daughter, who I hope will someday link to that age with me. And as I imagine Yisha meeting the Dunny, those brave men and women who are building a new life for themselves, I realize I've been given another chance as well. A chance to learn from my mistakes and leave the past behind me once and for all.
It does, doesn't it? Loud music. Yeah, it always dates it, doesn't it?
Isn't it?
Somebody's speaking to us. Okay, we have full 360-degree view in this game.
We call it Tamana. We moved here after Atreus finished writing Relation. He wanted us to have a new home too. I'm so glad to see you. I told Atreus our paths would cross again. He was just going to grab something for your trip to Relation, so he shouldn't be terribly long. Unless he decides to check over the whole house first, which means he could be hours resetting all his padlocks. But I know he was looking forward to introducing you to the Dunny, so he shouldn't be terribly long. Why don't you wait in his study?
Okay. So I was hopefully the volume level's okay there with the speaking. I turned it down because of that loud music, but so it was okay for the speaking to start with. Right. So we've got some live action in with the full 360 degrees. So can I click on? Okay, so it's still, we're still just stepping into different areas, but we can look around us. It's like plant
You know, this
pots.
trip is exactly what Atreus needs right now. I haven't been able to get him out of the house for months, ever since he found his journals out of place. But seeing how well the Dunny have settled in on Relation should help him to finally relax.
No, it doesn't look as though you can. You have to click. Yeah, you have to click on this one. Arrow keys don't do it either. Must be the next one. Okay, we've got 2 doors, looks like. It's just, that's the same pattern that was on the ceiling, look.
I'm sorry, the other door.
Sure thing, we won't go through that door. So I have to be more observant in this game compared to... I wasn't very observant in Riven, I didn't think. Right, we have a lot of books. Hey Silver Ori. How are you today? Okay, the door's just closed behind us. Can we look at the table or anything? Oh no, that took us back there. Okay. You're doing well? That's good. Whoa. I don't know whether to touch it or not. Can I save? Yeah. It doesn't look as though this one's working though. No. Okay, so we can zoom in on there and on here. Nothing actually usable here. Okay, that's them outside. So that must be Achenar and Sirius, I presume. I don't know why you would still have photos of them. since they weren't very nice. Tamon. Who's Tamon? Thank you for responding so quickly to my request for Nara padlocks. As you know, security in Tomana. I misspelt that. I was trying to write it down. From what she said. It is Tomana. It's a silent H. Has become an important issue of late. Perhaps I am overreacting, as Catherine suggests. But the idea that someone may have been sneaking into my study, reading all of my journals, disturbs me. After what happened to my library in Myst, after my own sons, Sirius and Arcanar, destroyed so many of my books, I've come to realize how delicate the link is to my worlds. I've never been able to repair those burned books, to link to each age and find out if the inhabitants survived. The padlocks won't change that situation, but they should ease my fear of trespassers considerably. It's from Atras. Okay, so he's somebody's been sneaking into his study. Okay, so that's probably Catherine and Atras. One of their ages. Looks like there's mechanical things below. Steam powered. There's the linking book. He also likes that because he's got a light over the top. This will be Atras again. So there's obviously some city in a cave somewhere. Okay, and this is the book for his latest world. Somebody just opened a door behind us. Release Sharn.
Well, my friend, I see you found the Relishan book. Catherine tells me you've been here for some time. Sorry if I've kept you waiting. Since we'll be gone a few days, I needed to secure some of my things. And I also wanted to bring you this. It's a journal I kept while I was writing Relishan. I thought you might find it interesting to read about what I'd hoped to achieve, compared to what the age truly is. Well, just let me get my keys to unlock Relishan and we'll be off. Oh, and I'm interested in hearing what you've been up to in recent months. No! No!
Somebody's stolen his book. Boo. Let me just turn that down again. They like having their dramatic, high-powered music. Okay, so we chased after him. Did we? Did we click on the book? I didn't anyway, so I presume that's... It's Dendrian. This is the Steam version from 2001, so... yeah, yeah, I have the original one down here. I'm not playing that because I don't have a CD drive or anything. But yeah, it came on 4 CDs, the original one. But I'm playing the Steam version, which is effectively the original one. And there's no word on a remake of this yet. There is on Riven. But, This guy, yeah, Sophia. He's pretty good, isn't he? Plays the part well. Okay, so we've followed this guy through to here. Don't know what this is. What's this? Okay. Can we turn this? Oh, we can't. There's a little door up there. Yeah, he finished it. He was saying yesterday. He came on yesterday. He has been playing it a lot. Okay, we'll leave that alone just now. There's a red light on top. Can we go down here? It's nice that you can actually look fully around. There's obviously these things are all over the place, look. There's one there. That looks like a window. There's another one over there. That's got a door on it. Oh, we've got a hole in the ground. And that looks like for climbing up. Oh. Oh wait, and that's where that hole leads you to. Okay. So I wonder what's down that hole. Let's just have a quick look first. Okay, that's in the way. I want to see what this was. So we need to get this to roll out of the way, presumably. So how do we do that? Aha! Okay, that went the wrong way. Right, so that's it back where it was. So can I get it to go? It's not far enough, is it? Okay, that's where we want it. I don't want it to roll back. Okay. I can't climb down there just now, can I? No. Yeah, I need I need I don't know if I can. I'll go up and check. It would be nice if I could. No. Because that's gonna roll it. Oh no, there we go. Got it. Right. The Indiana Jones moment, we get run over by the ball. Anything? No. Oh, this looks damaged. We've got a big hole. There's the window. We can't get over there. So that's just a reflection in there, isn't it? Where we've just come from. I can't go down there. I can't pull these pulleys. Nothing here really. I haven't read his book yet. I need to read his book, but it's going to be a lot of reading, isn't it? Right, I can't. It doesn't look as though I can do anything here. Maybe we need to get something to rise up. Or can we shut the door again? No. That almost looked like a little button in there. Well, that's probably where that turns round, doesn't it? There's nothing. Oh, I wonder if we roll that through the floor. No. We maybe need to get that to roll through, so it fills the hole. Oh, it didn't go in. I thought it would go in. It did. Okay. Let's go see what's happened. There. Now we can get over to here. Yep, I'm just a vandal. I have Atris's permission, it's okay. Okay, so we can turn these. And we can press that. That looks like a weight, a counterweight for this. What does this do? Pay the first stage. We probably need to find a pattern for here, don't we? We're not going to just stumble across it. No, it's from 2001. Okay, we need to find us. We need a pattern here. So we'll have to find that. That probably lifts that up when that comes down. Yeah, Myst 5, End of Ages. How do we get down to the... How do I click on the book? Oh, there. How long is this going to be? This is going to be a long book, isn't it? I know. That's a lot of reading. Not too much, I guess, and we need to take notes if there's anything important in it. Right, are we ready? I've got my juice. Are we ready for bedtime story? So, 25th of May, 93. I always feared this day would come. For years, Catherine and I have dreamed of restoring Dinny. We have dedicated our lives to the task, taken it upon ourselves to locate the citizens of Dunny and convince them to return to their ruined city and rebuild. Our dream has become the dream of so many now, and the progress we have made toward achieving it is something of which we all can stand proud. But I know now that it has been a mistake. The city of Dunny should not be restored. It should stand forever in ruins as both a symbol of our past mistakes and a memorial to all who lost their lives when Dunny fell. The devastating events of recent months, the war on tyranny and the death of Uta in particular, have driven this truth home to me quite forcefully. If we rebuild the city walls today, are we not giving approval to the very illness that destroyed our civilization in the first place? Are we not setting ourselves up to repeat that pattern again in future generations? I have put much thought into this tonight, and I have found only one solution. If we, the men and women who survived the downfall of Dunny, are to thrive, then we must break the pattern of hatred which has destroyed so many lives. We must begin our civilization anew. And we can only do that if I write us a new age. I've spoken with Catherine about this, and she agrees. I only hope the others will see it as well. Will these people never cease to amaze me? I thought they would object to my decision. After all, most of them linked back to Dunny specifically to see the city rebuilt. But when I told them why we should not restore it, the response was immediate and unanimous. Whereas yesterday they thought only of rebuilding, today they concentrate solely on salvage. They intend to take from their ruined city only that which is best and move on. Everywhere I look, the enthusiasm for this new task is obvious. It heartens me, even as I face my own monumental contribution. I have written many ages in my lifetime, from my first timid attempts under the tyrannical tutelage of my father to my most recent accomplishment. Averon. Never before has so much been riding on my skill. The age I am about to write must be all I ever imagined and more. How am I going to achieve it? Catherine laughed this morning when she saw my drudging out my old notebooks. Saw me drudging out. I must have made quite the picture, sitting near the embers of a fire surrounded by countless commentaries and journals. Some of them seemed more dust than paper, but the hours I spent sifting through them was worth it. That way I have to take a little... It's probably not worth taking a little drawing of that. We can always come back into here. Ideas for what this new age might be are tumbling around in my head. There are almost too many to catch hold of. Obviously I must choose some starting point as my anchor. Writing ages is a science, a precisely structured equation of words. Every equation needs as its foundation an underlying concept around which the age can develop. In the past I have written my books around whatever idea intrigued me most at the time. I wanted to discover how the age to which the book linked would manifest the results of that idea. Sometimes civilizations had arisen, sometimes they had not. But whether a society had come to exist on the age or not, it was often in response to whatever concept the book I had written embodied. Wonder what that is. This time my search for a concept must be weighed very carefully. I already have the civilization I wish to see developed. I know our history as our people, and the paths we have followed to arrive here. Today I must write a book which will link to an age that will allow us to continue on our way, growing ever stronger as one people. What underlying concept must this new age reflect that will best allow our civilization to thrive? I fear I must think on this some more. Some coffee. It has taken me some time, but I may have found my anchor. It came to me as I was considering what I know about the survivors of Dunny. We have seen so much tragedy in our lives, from the destruction of the city to the suffering and loss of loved ones due to plague and deprivation. Yet even in the midst of these adversities, my kinsman and I have found the strength to keep going. We have tapped into our individual strengths and transformed ourselves into something much stronger. It is a characteristic I have seen in several of my ages. Whenever I focus my writing on the inherent energy sources in the world. Long ago, grandmother taught me that no possibility for life in an age exists without the presence of energy. By tapping into its latent energy sources, an age moves out of stasis. It grows, transforms, and develops. Energy is the underlying fuel that powers all activity. To put it more simply, energy powers future motion. Yeah, I see we've got ads. To put it more simply, I already read that bit. It does grandmother also like to remind me, energy in an age takes on diverse forms. Each one has strengths and weaknesses of its own. How many forms will this new age contain? Which type will be its dominant theme? Tomorrow I will link back to Myst, and from there revisit several of my ages. Perhaps in my old worlds I will discover new ideas. I had almost forgotten how painful it is to revisit Myst. In the 10 years since my sons Sirius and Achenar left me trapped in Kavir Island and burned so many of my books, Catherine and I have rarely linked back. I told myself we were always too busy, first with writing ages like Averon, then with searching the ages of Dunny for survivors. I always said we would spend more time on Myst eventually. The truth is, I have been avoiding the age. Seeing the island in its current condition ignites such anger and grief. I am immediately reminded of the betrayal of my sons, as well as the cruelty and greed with which they plundered my ages. I know I am partly responsible for these acts. I constantly wonder if there were something I could have done to reach out to the boys before. Enough. Nothing can change the tragedies of the past. Like my Dunny kinsman, I must salvage what is best and move on. Perhaps, in the process, I will find forgiveness and hope. Once again, I am back on Myst Island, having completed a lengthy sojourn through several of my ages. The trip itself was not as inspiring as I had hoped. The Selenitic age was specifically disturbing, but has it not always been so? The very first time I linked to the age, its uninhabited landscape was shaking with tremors. At that time, I felt it was because the energy in the age was unfocused, as if it were at war with itself. Stability finally came, but even after it did, I never truly felt comfortable there. I missed the more natural balance of ages like Channelwood. Perhaps that is the lesson to take home with us. The Dunny, too, have faced much turmoil in their history. Their lives have been unsettled enough. Perhaps I should be striving to offset the energy that already exists within our civilization by providing it with a more stabilized environment in which to grow. An environment in which the natural equilibrium of the world serves as a counterpoint to the upheavals of civilization. The more I consider it, the more I wonder if I should make nature the foundation of this new age. Worlds like Channelwood attain equilibrium quite easily, primarily because of one reason. Nature encourages mutual dependence. As one life withers and dies, it provides nourishment so that another might live. Plants become food for other animals, and the waste products animals cannot absorb become nutrients to sustain the other plants. So long as nothing intrudes to upset this balance, nature can maintain itself indefinitely. An interesting metaphor to set as an example for my people. I think I will confer with Catherine on this subject. Her ages always exhibit symbiosis more dramatically than mine. Perhaps she should help me write this new age. Okay, a few months later. I'm so tired. I can barely think right now. But I will force myself to stay focused, for I have not written anything in days. The moment I linked back to Danae, I was besieged with requests for my assistance. Master Taman wanted to consult over which stonecutters were worth salvaging, and did I think the rock in this new age would be difficult to sound. Oma and Exile needed my opinion about a new history they had uncovered. Should they hold off on starting its translation, or would paper supplies be scarce in the new age? There were so many questions needing answers. I barely had time to see Catherine. She, of course, laughed at my dilemma, saying that I had no one to blame but myself. After all, I was the one who encouraged the Dunnet to start over. Naturally, they would look to me to keep them moving in the right direction, unless some other force stepped in to change that view. Her words made me realize a fundamental principle I had thus far been ignoring. All this time, I had been debating whether to make energy or nature the underlying framework for this age. But there was another equation to consider. An age based solely on the future motion of energy will face constant upheavals, most likely at the cost of tranquility. And an age based solely on the mutual dependence of nature can become so balanced over time it may cease to tolerate change. Yet to continue to grow as a people, Dunny civilization needs both. Occasional upheavals followed by periods of balanced stability. I've seen such situations occur naturally on several of my ages. Each time, it was because I centered the writing around some dynamic force that I had decided to make prevalent in the age. Such forces allow the balance between forward motion and mutual dependence to fluctuate. As one concept takes precedence, the other recedes until another force surfaces to change things. As Catherine's insightful comment reminded me, dynamic forces spur change. I'm too tired to think more on this tonight. Hopefully in the morning my thoughts will coalesce. I'm just wondering if I should write down these bold statements. Catherine surprised me today. Apparently, while I was off visiting my ages, she linked to Myst by herself. She did not say so, but I could tell that her visit had been painful. More than ever now, I am convinced we must find a place to begin again ourselves. Perhaps when I have written this new age for the Dunny, I will put some thought into where Catherine and I might live. I cannot believe I did not see it before. All this time I have been struggling to describe the perfect age for the Dunny. I have considered and rejected several underlying concepts, which I felt might best set the course for their future as if I alone should determine how Dunny civilization will grow. Hey, Nabsar. How are you today? And, actually, I haven't done... I needed to do a shout out for Selfie as well. You're having breakfast, and then you're go to the office.
Oh man, everybody wants
Oh,
to
I
date.
hope your day goes well. Are you having something nice for your breakfast? I keep forgetting if you stream Silver, and I've just toggled out the game because I clicked
But
on
it
your
is
name.
over there. So if we could just put it back.
No, you don't. Okay.
There. Isum. You put it back. It's now in its proper place again.
My memory is
Maybe
atrocious.
we can
Atrocious.
We could interrogate.
You've not had enough time yet to have a day. Hopefully I find it. Yeah, hopefully.
Where is...
Yeah. In my own way, I've become as egotistical as my father. In truth, I owe this realization to Catherine. Sensing my indecision about the new age, she led me on a walk around Dunny. Salvaging efforts were well underway, with teams of people scouring the ruined harbour district. As I watched my Dunny kinsmen deciding which parts of their culture to retain, I realised they do not need me to determine their future. They are quite capable of setting its course by themselves, regardless of what age I write. This realisation has opened my eyes to the best way of approaching my task. I no longer need to worry about which underlying concept, energy, nature, or dynamic forces I should make prevalent in the age. Rather, I must strive to include them all. I must write a balance of systems into the descriptive book, enough so that the Dunny people will constantly be challenged to attain their ultimate potential. I should maybe take a note of this. We've got energy, nature, dynamic. He's going to have them all. Okay. As grandmother often pointed out to me when we spoke about ages back on Myst, balanced systems stimulate civilizations. At last I feel I am ready to begin writing this age. Indeed, I am eager to begin, and I've already come up with the perfect name. I know grandmother would have loved it. Of course, Catherine could tell the moment I turned to her that I had finally found my starting point. I babbled on excitedly for some time before I noticed the smile she was hiding. When I saw it enough to grow suspicious, she handed me one of my oldest age books. She must have picked it up when she linked back to Myst. Seeing the name Jananan emblazoned on the book cover, I could only shake my head. The one age I never got around to revisiting was the one that might have helped me the most. So, are we going to be able to go to this place, Jananan? How foolish was I to have completely forgotten it. I think after I have finished this work, I should take one final trip, if only to help restore an old fool's memories. That's it, we've read it. We're all the way through. Okay, so we can't do anything here until we find this puzzle. So we have to go explore some more. So I wonder what's in there then. I wonder what's hidden that we can't get into. And we've got this thing. Do we see different things depending on which side we're standing at as well? Darkness. Right, so can we go... We can't go that way. There's like a ladder here, look, going down. Oh. We're underneath the bridge. Oh right, it's a way to get to this one. Oh right, they've got different colours on them. So we've got red. And we've got purple. Okay, so I wonder if we just have to line them up. There's also a yellow one. Can we go that way? Should I try and get round here and see if we can get all the colours? Okay, there's the red one. How's it getting the red one? That's the red one. That's the red one there. Let's head up. Let's see if we can get to this bit. Or that pillar and see what's in there. I suspect we just need to have these pointing at each other. How did I... Oh, I got down here. Oh, I'm at a blue one now. I obviously miss. I was wanting to get them in an order. Blue's the last one. How many have we got, do we think? 1,